Hey, this is Brian,
And Shelby.
and you're listening to the Hyperspace.
Pod Blast. Aren't you a little short for a podcast?
Huh? Heroic fanfare music. I feel like that might be the best one ever.
Okay, so, in case you don't know what we're talking about at all,
I don't know why anyone would.
today we're going to talk about the new Star Wars Resistance show.
Yeah, man. It was on yesterday.
If you haven't seen it yet and you don't want to get spoiled, stop listening and come back later.
We're definitely going to spoil the
first episode.
Yeah. We didn't watch all. There's 3 available on demand, at least for DirecTV. But we only watched one, and that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to kind of space it out. I don't know if we're going to do one every week going forward or what we're going to do, but we're going to talk about the first one now, and we'll see how we feel after that. Yes. So anyway, how do you want to start it out? First thoughts, now that everyone that doesn't want to get spoiled has stopped listening. Okay, good. Now, first thoughts.
I loved it.
Did you really?
Yes. I didn't think I was going to, but I loved it.
Do you think that's why?
Maybe.
Honestly, I'm starting to think that, like, anticipation and expectations are really changing the way we view anything. Not just Star Wars, but Star Wars in particular.
I agree with that.
But that's a whole different
That's a whole different can of
Gorgs.
Gorgs. I was going to make that joke. I'm so glad you did too.
Oh, geez. Yeah, I thought it was okay, but just okay. I'm not over the moon about it or anything.
I think it's going to really grow on me.
I think it has a lot of potential. The first episode, to be frank, was kind of dull.
Not a lot happened.
I got up and did things and didn't really care that I missed stuff. I mean,
that's okay.
I was still in the room. I didn't really miss anything. But yeah, it's just, I don't know. I wasn't over the moon. I don't dislike it, though. What about the animation? That's kind of the first thing that I noticed.
Well, it's kind of like an in-between of like an anime style and like the 3D.
Yeah, it's kind of like someone took Rebels and made an anime of it.
And I think I like it.
Yeah, it's okay. It seems lazy. It's like it's half done.
Yeah.
Like the shading at some points that made their teeth look blue when they're talking. It was just like, they eat too many blueberries? What's happening?
Maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, I still enjoyed it. I like it because it's different than Rebels.
I do like it better. It's just, I don't know. When they said anime-esque, I had all these, again, expectations and ideas. And I know we've already seen the animation style and everything. It's just watching it all the way through, like an actual episode, rather than just a trailer. It was something. But
I
yeah.
just want an anime version of The Lost Stars.
Honestly, I just want manga versions of everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was good. It was okay. Good/okay. Brian's really excited about this. Can you tell?
Yeah. You're just like, yay.
Sapping the energy from the room.
Thanks. I mean, I really did enjoy this show.
Awesome. Good. I'm glad. I want to see more. That's where I am with it. You know what I mean? I haven't made up my mind yet, but
I think probably the biggest strength is that it made me care about these characters immediately and like them.
You know, that's true. Yeah. The characters are very cool. And I like how they didn't hang on to the characters we already knew. They threw Poe in there and then they backed him off right away. And they were like, we're going to let these new characters be who
and I
this
think
show's
that's totally
about.
okay.
I think that's how it should be.
Because here's the thing, you always like criticize stuff for having these weird short little cameos, but yet here you are saying that you liked it. So
I like the fact that they didn't keep him in it.
Okay.
I'm saying that I like the fact that he was there. He could have been not there at all, but we already knew going in that.
And well, I think it just comes back to the point of it makes sense that he was there.
Well, yeah,
it was
for
very
the story,
crucial
it's perfectly,
for the story.
Yeah, exactly.
It wasn't just, hey, we want to put Poe in this so that you remember that it's Star Wars.
Exactly. I feel like the intro was kind of a, hey, this is Star Wars.
Which is
okay.
You
know, you have a TIE fighter, even though it's red, and it's like
it was cool.
Super special TIE because it has hyperdrive. But
it was
anyway,
cool.
It was cool. I kind of thought that dude was going to be Cardinal, but I guess there are more red dudes than just one, which makes me wonder if there's more than one Phasma.
Oh.
Well, not, Phasma, but more than one shiny chrome.
Why are you laughing?
I don't know. I just...
I like the idea of, like, having a super elite level.
Yeah, it's cool. They have, like, color schemes and things like that, but...
Once again, we're getting back to red in Star Wars.
I know, right?
Huh.
We have an episode about that. If you haven't listened to it, you should. It's good. But yeah, it was interesting because they did that like very Star Warsy intro, and they showed you the old Corellian Corvette, and they had Leia on screen, which we're kind of curious whether or not Leia had lines in this episode, and they just waxed them because
I think they got waxed. Just the way that the scene went, it made me feel like she was about to speak, and it didn't happen.
But I think it was effective. That was very Leia-esque to just be like, what is happening?
I know. Poe, just take care of this.
Yeah. I could also see her saying something snarky and it being a good line, but I don't think it was necessary if it had been there. I mean, we might be completely making this all up, but at any rate, I liked the sort of hit you over the head with Star Wars open and then really pull back from it almost completely, honestly. Like, if you miss everything up until where Poe leaves, aside from BB-8 being there and some other, more obvious Star Wars things like the aliens and things like
Rhodians.
Yes, Rhodians. All kinds of original trilogy aliens, which
and
is
some
just
new ones.
Terrific. Yeah, like what is that owl thing?
Oh my gosh, I love it.
Like long-limbed Slenderman owl. It's terrific.
I like it a lot.
I did not expect it to speak basic though.
Yeah, racist.
That beak's got some. Wow. Okay. I don't know where we go from here.
I don't either.
But yeah, I don't know, man. The aliens were rad. It was a good mix. They had like a lady version of Unkar Plutt. So, I mean, how cool is that?
Also, her taking bets on everything was pretty cool. And having the droid that crunches all the numbers for the odds.
Yeah, exactly. It's good stuff. Oh, and when Kaz sat on the droid.
Oh,
that
one
was a seat. That was
so
that was a good gag.
Honestly, a lot of the droids in this show, that just the very first episode, are so cool.
Yeah, it's got some good droid inclusion.
I mean, the Bucket.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's his name? Bucket, something like that. It's definitely like
the new Chopper.
Yeah. He is Chopper 2.0 for sure. I'm sure the snark is just going to go straight up from there. I like that he wears a helmet, though. That's pretty.
I know. It's really cute.
Yeah. It's like, I'm part of the team. Even though they're mechanics, they really don't wear helmets. But anyway, I like the Porg 2.0.
Oh, the Gorgs?
Piranha warts with giant eyes.
It's a little, lazy in the naming.
Yeah.
But...
And honestly, 100% pointless.
Right? It's like, you can call them anything else.
Well, they just needed them to leave so they could get the stuff ready.
Whatever.
And it was
cute.
like a weird interlude. I don't know.
I liked it.
That whole part was...
Well, it makes sense then of why he's putting the symbol on his ship when he's racing.
True, I
and
guess
kind of making peace with the guy that he shot in the back with the dart.
What'd you think a dude that big might not even notice?
Right?
Also, I thought BB-8 was going to step in when he saw the dude crush the dart, but he was just like, nah, I'm going to let this happen.
I don't know. Maybe BB-8 doesn't care that much.
He's just like, I wonder how this is going to turn out. This ought to be fun.
But I did like the Gorgs. I also like that they describe them as the womp rats of the sea, because that's a very, we say that about pigeons are like the
rats of the sky.
Uh-huh.
True. Yeah.
And I did like that they have the piranha element.
Yeah, I mean that was a pretty good gag when they're like, "Oh, he's cute," and then he ate his finger. Yeah.
There's a lot of really good kids humor.
Mm-hmm.
It's not dumb.
Yeah,
like other shows. It's not like the.
It wasn't overly kiddie, I didn't think.
Right.
But it was definitely, but
it was age appropriate.
Yeah, exactly.
Really, they know
the sitting on the droid gag is pretty kiddie, but I thought that was really funny.
Oh, you died laughing.
I did, and then you had to resuscitate me. Thank you for doing that.
No, Brian,
Appreciate
he laughed too hard. He died doing what he loves.
Yes, something like that.
Also, Nico is amazing.
Yeah, I think the characters in general, like you said before, it really does make you enjoy and care about the characters just straight away.
How do you feel like Cass is different enough from Ezra?
Well, he has at least one parent.
Right.
So he doesn't get along with him. So there's more daddy issues in Star Wars.
Yay.
But yeah, I was just, the whole time I was waiting for him to say, ever since my mom died. I was like, oh, there it is. There's the half orphan element. But I mean, it's kind of a different element. It's a little,
well, he's not living up to his dad's expectations, and he's
right,
basically forging his own path. So it's interesting
it's very Iden Versio-y.
Mm-hmm. And I like it.
Which, also
has
a missing mother. So we'll see.
Yeah.
They might just not talk about Mom. I don't know. Maybe Mom.
I don't know, but I like
chills at home.
the concept that he's, his dad has gotten him into the academy and then gotten him into the Navy, and now he's like, well, I've got myself into the resistance.
There you go.
And I think he's probably regretting what he got himself into.
Yeah, I don't know. He's very gung-ho. He's excited, enthusiastic, very Ezra-like. I feel like he's an older character than Ezra, though. Because Ezra was, 14 or something like that? I don't know how old Kaz is supposed to be, but I read a much older, I would say 19, maybe even older.
And I like his maturity level. It's nice.
Mm-hmm. It's good. What do you think about the main mechanic guy, the grizzled veteran?
Yeager?
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
He seems pretty cool. Do you think he's going to be one of those characters that, is always trying to stay out of things, but eventually is going to get drawn back in?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that's a archetype that he is going to slide right into. And obviously, Nico, whatever his name is.
Yeah, he's so cool. I just love his dryness.
Yeah, he's definitely the comic relief.
But he's also I don't know, my heart was so sad whenever he went out on the balcony.
All slumped over. It's good stuff.
When he felt he'd been lied to.
Yeah, which, he had, but not necessarily.
Not intentionally.
Yeah. Well, he had been intentionally, but he was being facetious when he said best pilot in the galaxy, so.
Yeah, I enjoy the way his brain works.
Yeah, the fact that he doesn't really get anything.
Hanging from what?
Yeah, exactly. Everything is deadpan,
very
honest.
Literal.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Hey, Hyperspace Podblast listeners, I hope you're enjoying this great podcast. This is Devin Kleffer from Outer Rim Originals, your online source for limited edition Star Wars artwork from officially licensed Disney and Topps artists. Each Outer Rim Original artwork has the industry's lowest run of only 45 prints. All limited edition pieces from Outer Rim Originals are printed on archival quality Z-Clay paper, are hand-numbered, signed by the artist, and include a certificate of authenticity from Outer Rim Originals. And because you're a listener of this podcast, Outer Rim Originals is offering you the opportunity to purchase a limited edition signed print with 10% off of your order. Simply head to outerrimoriginals.com and enter the discount code PODBLAST, the number 10. That's PODBLAST 10. Then get ready to be the envy of the galaxy with a limited edition signed print from Outer Rim Originals. Remember, outerrimoriginals.com, discount code PODBLAST 10. That's outerrimoriginals.com, discount code PODBLAST 10. Now, back to Hyperspace Podblast.
Another heroic fanfare.
What was the other one? Villainous?
Villainous something. I don't know. We put the closed captions on because we wanted to know what the red dude's name was. And that's what this stuff comes from.
Because the music came on and one was it says heroic fanfare.
Yeah. And then villainous something. I don't know.
Something villainous music, I think.
Yeah, it was good. Good stuff. But anyway, speaking of Von Reg, what do you think, aside from our early observations about his ship being cool and we like that he has a different color than white or black, I guess, which is usually what the pilot's color is?
Mm-hmm. I think he's definitely going to be important to the story, the individual story with Kaz.
Do you think he'll be the Kaz where Phasma is the Poe, where Phasma kind of shows up and sends Von Reg on his mission?
Yes.
Do you think Von Reg will end up being the person that is on the platform that becomes the First Order person that Kaz is looking for? Or do you think it's someone else?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. Maybe. I mean, my first instinct is that the girl that he first challenges is going to be the...
Do you think that's who it is? You think it's the...
Because she seems so nice.
Owner is...
Oh, maybe the station owner, but I mean, she's the station owner's daughter.
Right. She might be the ignorant of what Daddy's up to kind of character, and then, she also rebels against Daddy, who's giving her everything type situation, and she and Kaz can...
I mean, I like the idea of the twist that...
She's just the evil one.
She's just the evil one, and she seems so nice, and we're not going to be able to see it coming.
Yeah, that would be very cool.
Because I like evil ladies.
Evil.
Evil.
Yeah, that would be pretty rad. I think we're going to have something where...
It's going to be a big twist.
You think?
I think. I think the person is going to be a big twist, and I think it might be even Yeager.
I don't want to get involved because I'm already involved.
Keep your enemies closer, so that's why he agrees.
Yeah, true. You'll never find the spies too smart. Kind of like when Dooku basically tells Obi-Wan exactly what's going on in the Senate, and he's like, "You liar." And then poor Dooku didn't get to say "told you so" because he lost his head.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway.
The Dukes.
That's others. The Dukes, as we call them. Around the house. I've been thinking about the Dukes lately.
Oh, man, me too.
That has literally never happened.
I know.
But I hope it does in the future.
It will. It will. We've spoken it into existence.
Perfect.
So who do you think is going to be? Who do you think is going to be? The crew. Is it the mechanic crew that is?
Yeah, I think we've already
crew?
been introduced to everyone.
Okay. What do you think about the other pilots?
What's that?
What do you think about the other pilots?
Well, I mean, there's one guy that's obviously ex-Imperial that looks pretty like a bad guy that they'll probably think he's the one that's the First Order person, but it won't be him. The other ones, I didn't get much of a read on any of them.
The blonde lady looked kind of evil to me.
Yeah, that's true. But that might just be because she's wearing red.
Maybe. Red.
She did have like a stern look on her face, so.
She doesn't have to smile.
No, I'm just saying that might be why you're reading evil.
Maybe. I think I just associate her with Phasma, maybe.
Yeah, true. Seems like the First Order has a lot of tall, angry, blonde women. I don't know why. I guess that's how they breed them out there in wild space.
Wild space.
Yeah. What about the big ominous, like, flying into Starkiller thing? It's like, that would be really scary if we didn't know they blew it up and...
Right?
You're
seeing it and you're like, ha 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 ha.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I know what happened to this, so, oh well.
It's a little bit strange to me that Kaz's, like, friends that he was on the mission with, they're just like, oh, well, he's gone.
Yeah, right. Just never show back up. I assume
maybe they
let
will.
him know. I don't know. What if Kaz's father is working for the First Order?
Oh, I feel like that's probably pretty...
Yeah, that was my first instinct. I don't know. Just basically... based on the way he said the resistance were like extremists.
Oh, you know
or
what?
whatever.
Maybe we would know who he is if we had seen his face.
Maybe. I don't know. They said his name though, didn't they? I don't remember.
I can't remember. But I was thinking, what if that's a clever way to hide, someone who we recognize?
Yeah. Using a false identity, maybe. Could be.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. It's Maul. His dad's Maul.
Oh my god. Brian?
What is dead can never die.
Oh my goodness. Is this really the direction we're going now?
Anyway, I'm just kidding. So how about the racing?
Oh my gosh, that was so cool. It's very video game-esque.
Oh, I mean, if they don't have a video game based off...
the sounds as they go through the rings...
They're really missing out.
If you don't have like a tutorial or like a little mini quest or something like that for this in a future Star Wars video game, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Or just make a dumb mobile game, since that's what they seem to be churning out the most anyway. Yeah. This just...
Honestly, this should be a ride in Star Wars land.
Oh, yeah. Or like Star Tours goes through the rings. That would be really cool. Disney, if you're listening, you're welcome.
Yeah, they've already thought of it. That's why it's in this show.
I was going to say, yeah. There are 3 moves ahead when it comes to like
cross-marketing,
interconnecting characters for no reason other than making Star Wars fans on Twitter go, "Oh my god, it's that person!" And cross-marketing stuff so that you see something and then buy something else based on it. That's really where the connections are.
Mm-hmm.
They're after your purse strings, ladies and gentlemen.
Honestly, I would like a dartboard that's lit up like that.
I would play.
I would buy.
I thought they were going to be like hollow darts or something. I didn't think he was actually going to throw darts, but then, the whole bit about him hitting the dude in the back would not have worked.
Mm-hmm.
But it was very cool. That it would keep score for you would be really cool. I'm sure there's dartboards like that.
Yeah, I'm sure it does, but it's
like
probably
magnets or something magic. Hasbro, if you're listening.
Oh my gosh.
Make that happen.
It'd be interesting to see if anyone's playing Sabacc or anything.
That would be cool if they could sort of interject, because it seems like that's the kind of place where people are going to be doing some gambling.
Mm-hmm.
Since
obviously,
everyone's
they're taking
betting
bets.
yeah, exactly.
And I'm sure we'll get to see the inside of the tower.
Oh, eventually, yeah.
Especially since that's Nico's motivation.
Yeah, just to live in the high life.
Which will be interesting to have his expectations. Like, does the tower meet up with those expectations, or is he going to be disappointed once they get there?
And do you think they will get there? Do you think he'll become an ace? Who's he going to knock off to get there?
Definitely
not the daughter.
No, but someone else.
Probably the grizzled Imperial veteran.
Yeah, probably. I think the Rhodian's going to stick around for a while, and I think he's probably going to be important. Or I think it's a he. I don't know. Maybe it's a... Can't remember.
I don't know. Doesn't really matter.
We'll find out soon enough.
Yeah, exactly. So what about the timeline with BB-8 being left there? Because I'm kind of scratching my head like, when does this happen? Because BB-8 is with Poe all the time in the Poe comic, and it seems like this is happening kind of in line with that, but it must not be. It must be way before.
He may be getting picked up soon.
I don't know. Yeah, that's kind of weird.
I'm surprised that they had his droid and then just like...
Right, yeah.
Where did that droid go?
Mountaineer color.
I know, right? I was like, woo, WVU
unit.
colors.
Yeah, and, all the 50 million other schools that are blue and gold. But anyway, it was weird that they sort of showcased him and then he just is gone. But I guess he's probably blue and gold because he's a resistance. First Order's wrong too. New Republic, there we go. Got around to it.
Struggle.
Yep. So, I guess he was their property. That's why he didn't have his ship either.
Yeah.
So
he's not a thief.
Right. And, it's not his stuff. It's
Plus, it'd be kind of like they ask a lot of
property.
questions. It's pretty hard to be a spy and have...
I mean, they could have repainted him. They only repainted Chopper like 15 times. No one ever recognized
him. Just put a bucket on his head. It's fine.
Yeah. I'll upturn a trash can. No one will ever suspect a thing.
But they will.
Stupid Trashbot 5000. What's he doing with those people?
Honestly, I want a Trashbot 5000 that goes around my house and picks up things. And
they're
then,
called Roombas.
Oh, yeah.
It would be cool if Roombas had arms and like an actual trash can. They could pick up stuff and throw it away.
Someday.
Yeah.
Oh, I liked the repair shop droid a lot.
Oh, the little pit droid?
Yes.
Yeah, he was cool.
He had so much sass.
Mm-hmm. They had a lot of good callbacks to just all other Star Wars, honestly. And it
was just enough. Like, not too much that it was overwhelming and...
Well, yeah, and I like the fact that it's very alien heavy. There aren't a bunch of humans everywhere with like one alien in a sea of humans. It's almost all aliens with the main characters basically being the only humans. Mm-hmm. I mean, every once in a while you'll see a couple, but it's very alien heavy and I like it very much. And like we've said earlier, it's across all types of Star Wars. So it's not just like, the 5 new alien species that they made up for this show that only exist in this show and nothing else, which is kind of the weird way Star Wars has been lately.
So overall, what's your feeling?
It's okay. I'm curious how it's going to go. I'm not over the moon about it.
Do you think that the foundation has been set for you to actually...
Yeah, I could like it. It's weird, though, because I'm at this weird oxymoronic juxtaposition where I'm looking for something that's very different in Star Wars, and this seems kind of different. But at the same time, it's one of those things that just feels like something with a Star Wars skin on it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I want something to be different in Star Wars, but I also want it to feel like Star Wars. And I'm not sure this feels like Star Wars, aside from it having Star Wars elements in it, if that makes sense. But again, I'm basing this all off of one episode, so.
Right. I really like it. I love the Colossus.
Yeah,
I think the concept of having this like big platform with all these people on it's really cool.
Well, it's cool that it used to be like a resource platform too, so you and your dorks can do the engineering background on what they were looking for or whatever.
Yeah. I'm hoping that we get to see some of the terrible monsters in the water.
The big things that eat little things.
Like you! Which was great.
Yeah.
I mean, that
basically
kind of comedy
everything he says is great.
Good.
Yeah.
So good. I feel like there's going to be a lot of episode 1 callbacks in that sense of all of the scary ocean monsters.
Oh, yeah. The always a bigger fish stuff. That'd be cool.
I think that'd be very neat. I'm surprised we didn't get to see any of that whenever he crashes.
Oh, that would have been cool if he would have got eaten.
Or, like you see someone else, like as he's like about to fall in the water at the beginning of the race, something tries to like breach and get him, but it doesn't.
Oh, that would have
been really cool.
Yeah.
But this just my hopes and dreams.
Right. Dashed already.
I'm already finding all the things that they should have done.
Here are all the things that they did wrong in the
Here are all the things that could have been much cooler. I think that this show, I'm really gonna like it a lot more. I didn't have a lot of expectations going in. I don't know if that's why I like it so much.
Yeah, I think it helps.
But
I didn't really either. Honestly, forgot I was on today until today happened. And
that's kind of crazy, right?
yeah, I know, right?
You're not even a Star Wars fan, Brian.
Nope, I know. I tore up my card a long time ago.
But I think this is going to be a really good show, and I think it's not going to try and take itself too seriously, hopefully. And I think it's laying the groundwork for this idea of fun, kind of like how Solo was fun.
Yeah, I would agree wholeheartedly with that.
And I think that's what comes along with pilots versus Force users. Pilots
Absolutely.
are fun. Jedi are like...
Do you think they're going to
somber.
interject Force users into this somehow? Like,
Someday.
do you think one of the aces or Kaz maybe is going to end up being Force sensitive?
I don't think Kaz
He
will be.
may not ever be trained, but do you think it's going to like...
I don't.
I hope not. But
I hope not.
I have a strong feeling that it probably will.
Yeah. Did you feel it in the Force?
Yeah, I feel like they're going to force it.
Oh my goodness.
I don't think there's room for it either. So
right now there's too many interesting things going on, and I don't think that they need it.
Yeah.
And I'm
one
hoping...
nice thing, I thought for sure that they were going to leave some sort of opening for like Rebels characters or something to show up, and I don't feel like that's even a remote possibility at this point, which is good.
The only thing I could see is them having a connection to Rebels in the sense of maybe there's like a Mandalorian there.
Yeah, well, the Mandalorian goes everywhere.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, let us know what you think about the first episode of Resistance.
Yeah, but don't talk about the other two yet, because we haven't watched them.
So we hope you enjoyed this episode. As always, you can let us know your thoughts on Twitter at hyperspace_pod.
Email us at hyperspacepodblast@gmail.com.
You can always check out our content on hyperspacepodblast.com.
So, thanks for listening. Toodaloo!
Bye!